This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
As conditions start to dry out across the state, dangers of fires caused by individuals discarding lit tobacco products increases the danger of wildfires in the region.
Bourbon likes to hang out in the safest possible place for a curious French bulldog. If you thought you couldn't run a backcountry 50K without a rescue party, well, this weekend you have no excuses.
Moses Lake High School dominated across the board in the Big Nine, with several teams going undefeated through conference play. Moses Lake Chief fan.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News. And it starts now.
As conditions start to dry out across the state, dangers of fires caused by individuals discarding lit tobacco products increases the danger of wildfires in the region. Washington State Patrol Trooper Brian Moore says one careless action can quickly turn into a major fire. Washington State Patrol wants to remind folks that throwing out lit tobacco material or other lit products from a car is a Class 1 civil infraction and a $1,025 fine. Eastern Washington has already experienced its first few wildfires of the season, and resources to fight fires and losses associated with them is extremely expensive and costly to taxpayers. Trooper Moore says fires caused by those failing to adhere to the law haven't caused a fire this season, but it has happened in the past.
It does happen across the state. We haven't had one yet this season. However, I do know that we've had a couple last season along I-90 and also along I-5. So it is a real danger, not only to structures, but just traffic and the expenses that go along with that. So we do make that recommendation, is that they need to make sure that they're putting it in an ashtray.
Trooper Moore says that the Washington State Patrol sees this violation quite often, and as conditions continue to get drier and drier, it becomes more of a hazard. I'm Madison Meyer with iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by...
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination, from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata.
Bourbon likes to hang out in the safest possible place for a curious French bulldog, the newly reopened Kashmir Veterinary Clinic. It's been 3 years since the city of Kashmir had a local veterinary center, but Dr. Megan Kelly set out to change that. She bought the building and the business from former vets Mick and Cheryl McDevitt, who closed their practice in 2015. Now, after much financing and renovation, the clinic will officially open its doors Monday, after an open house this Saturday from noon to 4.
Growing up here in Kashmir, I loved animals, and I just knew that that was what I wanted to do, and I kind of directed my focus at that.
The reopening comes with some upgrades. There's an on-site X-ray and ultrasound, blood testing, laser therapy to help pets recover from injuries, and a homeopathic room for animals that need acupuncture or other alternative treatments. It's all part of what Kelly calls integrative medicine.
And what integrative medicine is like a combination of these alternative therapies like acupuncture, chiropractic, herbal therapies in combination with conventional medicine.
The Kashmir Veterinary Clinic is located at 227 Cottage Avenue. It provides services from basic vaccinations up to major surgery for domestic pets, and Kelly's practice extends to large animals as well. But for Bourbon and her 9-week-old puppy, Zuckerman's famous pig, the clinic mostly provides a place to play. Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by...
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
If you thought you couldn't run a backcountry 50K without a rescue party, well, this weekend you have no excuses. The annual Red Devil Trail Run has been zigzagging through Kashmir forest land for the last 6 years. This weekend, it hosts a 10K, 25K, and for the first time, 50K race. 31 miles of uphill, downhill, switchback, and straightaway. And this year, the event raises money for Chelan County Mountain Rescue, the volunteer team that helps outdoor users when they get in trouble in remote locations.
And proceeds from the event go to search and rescue so they can further their training, buy new equipment, because hopefully we don't need them, but if they're there, they can respond to us. And so it's a little way for us to show, to say, hey, we love the support and help them out, and they help us out. So.
The races involve several trails outside of Kashmir: the Red Hills Spur, Devil's Gulch Trail, Red Devil Trail, Mission Ridge Trail, and so on. The 50K option, Reiner says, amounts to the Wenatchee Valley's first true ultra-marathon foot race. That's any race longer than the marathon standard 26 miles. Reiner's association, Run Wenatchee, started 6 years ago with races on Red Devil and Horse Lake trails. About 62 racers have signed up for the inaugural 50K, and total race participation is up 30% over last year.
None of the courses are easy, so they present a physical challenge, so these trails are some of the most iconic trails in the region, so it's great to incorporate them, and we have a great partner with the Forest Service, Weyerhaeuser, to allow us to use these trails.
The races kick off Saturday with staggered start times. 50K runners go first, bright and early, at 6:30 a.m. Jefferson Robbins, iFIBER 1 News.
Moses Lake High School dominated across the board in the Big Nine, with several teams going undefeated through conference play. Moses Lake Chief fans knew it was going to be a good year from the start when their football team's defense suffocated Big Nine opponents. Chiefs managed to pull in a perfect conference record and their third consecutive league crown. Chiefs girls basketball team not only went undefeated in conference play, but also in the regular season. They went on to finish third in state. Moses Lake boys swim team had another spectacular year, only losing to Wenatchee in head-to-head meets and obliterating everyone else. Chiefs wrestling went undefeated through league play and dominated in districts. Senior Hunter Cruz led the charge as the only state champ this year, but many others went to state and placed. Moses Lake Baseball won the Big Nine for the first time since 2014. The softball team went undefeated in the conference for the second time in the past 3 years. I'm Adam Chikoski for iFIBER 1 Sports.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.